Trump clearly confirmed this 9 years ago. This is a wake-up call. This is about replacing the US dollar. Before we continue, this is not fear, this is preparation. I'm going to share with you the facts, figures, numbers, logic. Today's video, I'm going to show you how to remove the emotion, to look deeper to what is actually happening. It's a very important time for you to remain stoic, to remain calm, but to also be very, very, very clear on what is actually happening here. Now, I'm not supporting war. I am an expert at macro and microeconomic cycles, studying things like Ray Dalio's Changing World Order, looking at economic cycles, rise and fall of superpowers. There's been over 32 major market collapses the last 200 years, and there will be a 33rd. We're deeply looking at the private credit markets. What we don't do is we don't chase hype. We position ourselves as things transition. And look at me and listen to me clearly. You're in the largest wealth transfer in human history. So I'm going to show you again the video that Trump said we're going to be on an even playing field monetarily before we know it. Now, here we are 9 years later. And I'm going to give you a deeper insight. And on the back end, I'm going to give you 3 key factors that I think is happening right now with the Straits of Hormuz being closed. This is about the transformation of the US dollar no longer being the dominant currency into a world economy. And I'm going to share with you how I'm positioning myself. So let's take a look at the video that Trump did 9 years ago. Let's take a deep breath, remain calm, understand the cycles, and don't be the exit liquidity. This is a video that I've showed you over and over and over again. Pay attention.
Yesterday with the president of China, it was a very, very warm conversation. I think we are on the process of getting along very well, and I think that will also be very much of a benefit to Japan. So we had a very, very good talk last night, and discussed a lot of subject. It was a long talk, and we are working on that as we speak. We have conversations with various representatives of China. I believe that that will all work out very well for everybody: China, Japan, the United States, and everybody in the region. As far as the currency devaluations, I've been complaining about that for a long time. And I believe that we will all eventually, and probably very much sooner than a lot of people understand or think, we will be all at a level playing field, because that's the only way it's fair. That's the only way that you can fairly compete in trade and other things.
Okay. So you have to read between the lines. Okay. So let's go a little bit further into this. So then Valuetainment posted this. Iran is demanding $1 per barrel transit fee for oil, all oil passing through the Straits of Hormuz. Payments must be made in crypto or yuan. Crypto or yuan. Okay. Not the US dollar, crypto or yuan, putting pressure on the US dollar. Breaking, Iran is accepting Bitcoin for transit toll payments, Financial Times. Once the email arrives and Iran completes its assessment, vessels are given a few seconds to pay in Bitcoin, ensuring they can't be traced or confiscated due to sanctions. Okay. So this is what's happening with Bitcoin right now, guys. Companies like Morgan Stanley announced the launch of its spot Bitcoin ETF. You have BlackRock. We have to use logic, guys. The largest asset manager in the world, Larry Fink, who now sits as an interim board head of the World Economic Forum, said you're going to own nothing and be happy by 2030. That's what they said. He's running the World Economic Forum now, guys. He's a trusted advisor for Trump in the past. They both were anti-Bitcoin, anti-crypto, 2017, 2018, 2019, all the way up into 2023. And then all of a sudden, pro-Bitcoin, Bitcoin president, Stablecoin Act, stablecoin. But here's the thing. Here's where our logical circuit has to kick in. Okay, is Trump now is positioned with World Liberty Financial. And all of a sudden, now they don't, if you go to the About page now, none of them are on there anymore. Okay, I showed you how it went from Trump being on there, him and Steve Witkoff, the Trump boys and the Witkoff boys who started World Liberty Financial, a world bank, USD1, a world economy, a world peer-to-peer outside the centralized system. This is about the euro dollar, guys. This is about the US dollar transitioning, okay? No longer being the superpower. Now, I'm going to take a deep breath. This is nothing to freak out about. This is a very strategic positioning, okay? Yes, from 2020 to 2024, we were tinfoil hat people. We were guessing the best we could, but we guessed right. We don't have stablecoin regulation, guys, okay? We have the Clarity Act coming in. This isn't just something that's being decided today. This is systematically planned out. Problem, reaction, solution. So now we have the Straits of Hormuz shut down. They're now going to trade in Bitcoin. You can pay in Bitcoin and yuan, putting pressure on the US dollar. Think about this right here. Check this out. The Bank of France sells its 129 tons of US gold reserves, then buys it back in Europe for a tidy 15 billion in profit. Central banks around the world are stacking gold. Okay. They are not stacking US treasuries. We now have stablecoin. We can operate outside the traditional system. The Trump family now is getting extremely wealthy in cryptocurrency. Okay. Now, we've talked about this quite a bit on our channel as BRICS, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. Okay. The de-dollarization and global power shifts and the new economic collapse. I highly recommend you go check this out at BRICS-econ. You can see the website right there. It's BRICS Journal of Economics. Okay. I highly recommend you go read through this. Okay. So this article examines the de-dollarization phenomenon of BRICS plus and its impact on global economic dynamics. The research employs analytics, descriptive techniques to explore the factors that influence the BRICS plus led de-dollarization and the results it may lead to. The study discusses BRICS plus strategy, considering economic and political factors, and identifies potential areas of divergent interest within the change of global landscape. Okay, this thing goes clearly into, obviously that's why BRICS was created. Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa were working to de-dollarize. Okay. So as we take a look at this, this is a really thing I want you to focus on. And I'm going to give you the 3 key factors that I see right now. These are my 3 powerful takeaways that I'm focused on. Okay. I position not based on emotion. I position based on strategy and logic. Okay. And I'm not supporting war. I serve my country. I'm proud to be an American. I love Jesus Christ with all my heart. I love God. I love humanity. Okay. I'm not a war supporter. I'm not supporting any war, anybody getting hurt. I'm staying in my lane of understanding macro and microeconomics. The only thing I know how to do is navigate through this economic times. I understand how to position myself because the markets are absolutely ruthless. They don't care about you. They don't care about your opinion. They don't care if you can feed your family. Do you think they cared about our parents in 2006 to 2008? Did anybody come down and say, the banks got bailed out? Did they bail out your parents? No. The next private credit collapse that's coming, guys, $1 trillion was the subprime mortgage. Private credit, they don't even know how systemic it is. We're talking 2 to 4 trillion. If it's 4 trillion, that's 20% of the collapse in 2006 to 2008. You need a shock to the system to change consumer behavior. So these are my 3 key takeaways, okay? And I'm going to share with you, if you're new to my channel, I'll share with you my portfolio and exactly what I'm doing. Okay, not financial advice. I'm just being open and transparent. So number 1, guys, the petrodollar is being challenged. It's not collapsing, okay? So now the petrodollar is a thing to think about. Remember, 1971, we detached from the gold standard, and I think it was by 1974, they probably like, holy shit. They see that our currency is deflating, right? We went into the petrodollar. That means all oil is traded in US dollars, which made us a very, 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 very strong currency, right? The US dollar is not dead, right? But it's no longer untouchable. That's the biggest thing you need to pay attention to. Okay, oil is starting to be traded in yuan and alternative currency. So that's something you really got to pay attention to. Like, I'm not telling you the dollar is going to collapse tomorrow. There is a transition, though, into a global monetary system, which I'm going to explain how I'm positioning myself. Countries are testing non-dollar settlement systems, guys. They are. They truly are. They're testing other systems. They're like, you know what? Think about this. When Russia invaded Ukraine, what's the first thing did? Biden took them off the SWIFT system. They're like, screw you guys. You're using the dollar as a weapon. Well, you can't, if your weapon no longer has bullets in it, it's collapsed 96 to 97%. Study the rise and fall of superpowers. Why did Trump say 9 years ago we're going to be on an even playing field monetarily? He's worried about the currency debasement. They know this is coming. That was 9 years ago. They saw this coming. They're prepared for this. They know about the fourth turning. Millionaires use charts. Billionaires use astrology. We're going into hyperinflation in 2029, guys. We're going into hyperinflation in 2029. Okay. You think things are expensive now? Wait till 2029. Okay. So don't fall for fear, guys. The dollar isn't collapsing, but it's being challenged for the first time at a global level. This is real stuff, family. Don't be fearful, but be cognizant of what is actually happening. So, number one, I want you to write this down. The petrodollar is being challenged, it's not collapsing yet. Okay. Number two is we're entering a multi system world. Okay. We're shifting from one dominant system to a multi system coexisting together. Here's the facts is any bank can create a stablecoin. Any bank can create a currency, guys. So you're going to have a bunch of systems actually working together. So USD system is still dominant. It will be dominant for quite a while. And then Trump trumped everybody with the Stablecoin Act, right? US Treasuries, or excuse me, stablecoins use 60% US Treasuries. He brought Tether into America with USAT, which is 90% of the stablecoin market. Stablecoin market is growing rapidly. USD1, he has his own stablecoin. He's positioned, guys. He's positioned to win either way. Like, this is ruthless, man. You got to pay attention to what's going on. China yuan system is growing really, really fast. China is, and if you study Ray Dalio's Changing World Order, China is growing fast. The yuan is growing fast to be the new dominant superpower. Crypto and blockchain rails are the emerging rails. Why does Jamie Dimon have his own blockchain technology, guys? 2017, he told you cryptocurrency is a fraud. Bitcoin's a fraud. My wealthy clients can invest in it, and they created their own blockchain rails. So it's not replacement, guys. It's fragmentation of the old system. Okay. So we're not moving into one new system. We're moving to multi-system operating at the exact same time. So number three. So let's go over the first two once again. So the petrodollar is being challenged. It's not collapsing. We're in this big 10-year transfer, guys. Okay, and you got to really think how you're going to position yourself. And I'll share with you how I'm positioning myself. We're entering a multi-system world. Okay, it's not going to be the same, guys. It's not going to be the centralized system anymore. So they're positioning themselves in the multi-system, right? So because they always catch us on the other side, right? So they told us to run this way, and they got set up in the multi-system, and now we're going to come into their system, right? And crypto isn't taking over, guys. It's positioning itself as the bridge. I want you to think of crypto a little bit different, right? It's positioning itself as the bridge of all this. So this is where most people are getting it wrong, in my opinion. Okay, Bitcoin is simply a store of value or a hedge. The Straits of Hormuz is showing that, right? It's like, hey, we can use this as a hedge against the U.S. dollar collapsing. We can go into it. They can use a transaction. Bitcoin is created to be a hedge against the U.S. dollar, a fixed supply asset that's opposite of the inflationary U.S. dollar. It's pretty simple to see. I think it was always created as a hedge. It was created in 2009. Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa were de-dollarizing. All of a sudden, we don't know who Satoshi is. Still, we don't know who Satoshi is. Kind of weird, right? Maybe they created it so they could position themselves in it. They told us to run from it. Now they own it. I don't know, man. So I'm going to get a piece of it. I got a piece of the pie, right? It's number 40% out of my portfolio. Blockchain, guys, it's a future payment rails. It's you have to get out of this. Your financial advisor's telling you it's hype, it's bullshit. Like, just stop. Guys, the Clarity Act is about blockchain. So when your financial advisors, like, you got to stop. Why the hell would they be creating the Clarity Act? Why would Morgan Stanley create an ETF? Why would BlackRock, the largest asset manager in the world, have the largest Bitcoin ETF? Why, if you go on Fidelity's website, can you get Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and Solana? The largest 401k manager in the world. Right there on the website, you can invest in crypto. You have to use logic and non-emotion, okay? And things like XRP, types of systems, liquidity plus cross-border efficiency, that's the potential, right? We have a massive liquidity crisis, guys. XRP fixes the liquidity. Bitcoin, a new store of value, deflationary, right? They're positioning themselves, and why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? Okay, so crypto isn't replacing the system overnight, guys. It's positioning itself as a bridge between the old system and the new one. So what they're doing is they're bridging us into the new system. Spiritually, physically, It's dying off the old system, guys. So if you understand the shift early, you don't panic, guys. We just have to position ourselves. We just have to position ourselves. So I'll share with you how I position myself. I stopped following the hype and the hopium, and I'm like, okay. And I admit it, I go back and, you can go back to my channel, and that's all I knew back then, right? I gained wisdom, though. I started studying Ray Dalio, Kathy Woods, Warren Buffett, God rest Charlie Munger's soul, Robert Kiyosaki, right? I love Rao Paul. I have a whole research team. We devoted our lives to this. I mean, we've devoted our whole lives. I have a book coming out very, very soon about this. You'll see with my book how deep I go into this. It's not based on emotion. It's based on logic, right? Logically, we have to have a system that will work with AI technology. It's coming. It's here. It's not even like, it's not will it come? It's when will it come, right? And it's getting faster and faster. And so what they do every single time is they position themselves. They tell us to look this way, and then they're getting set up this way, and then when they're ready, they say come on in, and that's what's happening now. So first they resist it, then they sue it, then they regulate it, then they join it. We're in regulation and joining phase. So you're still super duper early. Now, here's the thing. If you can't handle volatility, you're going to get wrecked. When something is extremely early, it's extremely, extremely volatile. So here's the rules of the game. Number one, volatility is your gift. Number two is you don't have conviction, you should not be investing in these assets, okay? Because you're going to panic sell and you're going to enter when it's greedy. If you're in 2026 and you're watching this on April 9th, 2026, you are in a beautiful, beautiful time right now. It's going to continue to go lower, guys. We're in a bear market, accept that. Okay. What you're probably going to see is we're going to talk about this on our Friday show, the new wealth transfer product. I'm surrounded by giants, guys. My crew and my team is way smarter than me. Gonzo is one of the greatest technical analysis people. We got Jackie, the esoteric. We have, my CFO is phenomenal at understanding he's got multiple degrees in finance. I'm the logic guy. I'm the discipline guy. I'm the structure guy. We got my partner, May. She's the feminine, divine feminine. We have the most badass crew ever. We get together and we share ideas and we think logically about this. Okay. What's going to probably happen is Bitcoin's going to shoot up to 80K. You're going to get super excited. You're going to get super pumped. You're like, this is it. This is it. And you're going to be sadly disappointed because it's going to come climbing back down, guys. Here's the logic that I put into this. Is if the banks are coming in now, do you think they want to buy Bitcoin at 125,000 over the next couple of years, next 24 months? Or do you think they want to buy it at 40,000? Which one? Do you think they want to buy XRP at 100 to $1,000 bucks? Or do you think they want to buy it at 60 cents? I don't know. Logic, you answer that question. If they manipulate gold, they manipulate silver, then why wouldn't they manipulate the prices of these cryptos? And if they're coming in to build ETFs, I mean, just logic, right? So when you understand that, you get non-emotional about the price and you just set up a plan. You don't chase price predictions. You create structure and you fill the structure, and that's all you do. Okay, so here's what I did. I invented what's called Capel DR. I'm the creator of Capel DR because I saw thousands of people get wrecked and rubberneck and watch it go up, watch it go down. I saw people leverage their crypto. They got convinced to, just hold on to your crypto, never sell it and leverage it. They lost it all. 10, 10, 20, 25. Here's how we became wealthy. C is cash flow. Okay. You need cash flow. Okay. You need to take some of your income from your job and you need to create cash flow every single time you get paid. I take 10% of all income, which is traded for debt. You get paid in debt, and I put it into dividend stocks. Okay. First 10%. So every single week I get a pay raise, guys. Every single week, because you have to beat inflation. You simply have to beat inflation. Okay, number two is outside of debts and non-negotiable. You need to run lean and mean right now. No effing around. You don't need a new car. You don't need a bigger house. You need cash flow. And you need to take that income and cash flow outside of debts and non-negotiables, and you need to put it into assets. Assets that simply beat inflation and will be growing over time. So here are my assets. No gatekeeping, not financial advice. My top assets are XRP 43%, Bitcoin 40%, WLFI 4%. Solana, 3.7%. I have HBAR, VeChain, and XLM. That's it for crypto. I'm only buying 4 cryptos going forward. XRP, Bitcoin, Solana, WFI. That's it. I'm stacking as much XRP, Bitcoin, and Solana as I can. That's it. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. Okay. Warren Buffett style. I understand those 3, and I'm going all in on them. as hard as I can. Okay. Stock side, XXI, Bitcoin. Okay. There's strategy around that as well. I'm not married to these assets. I'm going to move Bitcoin over into P, protection and capital DR, because I'm never selling my Bitcoin. Okay, it's the most scarce asset in the world. I've already, and I'll put some caution in the leverage component when I go to that. I leveraged my Bitcoin to buy my insurance brokerage. Okay. Already paid off. Okay. You never, ever, ever leverage against your crypto unless you have the liquidity outside to pay that loan off, because 10, 10, 20, 25 will come and you'll get wrecked. Do not leverage your crypto ever unless you're buying something that builds cash flow that can immediately pay it back very quickly and only leverage a small percentage. Okay. So when these A assets appreciate, I pull profits. We invented Merlin. We teach you how to do exit strategies. Okay. I pull profits and I move it into P. My first is max funding cash value life insurance. We have family banks. So when you come collapsing down in the markets, I actually insured my money. I insured my profits. Number two is my insured profits. I can now leverage to buy more assets when you come collapsing down. So when the markets collapse on the back end of this year, I'll borrow richest man in Babylon and I'll go back in and I'll buy fear. On insurance side, I don't have to pay it back because it comes off the death benefit. So I can wait till the next market cycle to pay the loan back. And guess what? I got free assets. That's family banking concept, infinity banking concept. You're taking $1 and creating two, the richest man in Babylon. I also get more silver. I'm going to continue to stack Bitcoin as stability over the long term and Berkshire. Then we have leverage. I just explained a portion of leverage with insurance and cryptocurrency. Do not listen to people trying to convince you to lock up your crypto and just borrow against it to live. Unless you have a bunch of cash flow on this side or you have a bunch of assets on the side. And the only reason we used our Bitcoin, we needed fast liquidity. We had to make a move. We bought our brokerage. Okay. Is we had plenty of Bitcoin to do it. I only borrowed 25% of the Bitcoin, put it on a DeFi platform. They gave me 75% of that. Okay. And we paid it off super fast. But we also had the money in other businesses and other things and liquidity just in case it collapsed so we could right size that. Right. I have zero leverage on my crypto. And I think it's really, really irresponsible for anybody telling you to leverage your crypto. It's too volatile, guys. Doesn't make any sense. It looks like you don't leverage off something that looks like this. Okay. You leverage off something that looks like this. That's stable. Okay. Insurance is a great example of that. And that's called capital DR. And DR is de-risk, de-risk, de-risk. I say it 3 times every single time. So I highly encourage you, click down right here. Check out the New Wealth Transfer podcast tomorrow, 12:15. Our whole crew is on there. And you'll see I'm surrounded by giants. I'm bringing them to the forefront. They are coaches within our academy as well. But if you'd like to work with us in our team, we are not, be very clear. We will not contact you on Telegram. Those are scammers. WhatsApp, those are scammers. I don't care how real it seems. That's not us. We do not invest people's crypto. We'll never ask you to send us crypto. Never, ever, ever send anybody your crypto. Ever. There's no influencer reaching out to you. Okay. We are educators. We educate people on how to take sovereignty of their wealth through the capital DR system. It is not an investment. Okay. We empower you to take sovereignty of your wealth. We empower you to understand how money actually works. We empower you how to create systems. We empower you how to create exit plans. We educate you so you can pass this down to the next generation, because that's how winning is done. Blind leadership is dead, guys. Trusting another man or woman just to hopefully they'll help you retire. They're worried about their own family. Worry about yours. Become ruthless. Head of household, become ruthless about your ecosystem. I am ruthless about the money that comes in. I'm ruthless about the Warren Buffett calls them soldiers. I adopted that. Every single soldier that comes into my family, into my bank account, which are dollars, I'm ruthless in making sure that they grow, making sure that they create cash flow. I make sure I eat well. I make sure my people eat well. I make sure my family eats well. I make sure my ecosystem eats well. And only then, when everybody's eating well, then I will eat well. That's the key factor. So the key is to educate yourself. The key is to get wealthy. The key is to help other people get wealthy. And the key is to pass this down to the next generation, because that's how we fix this. If not, we're going to be in the same cycle over and over and over again, because it's nothing new under the sun. So the dollar is slowly transitioning into a new globalized system. And you have the opportunity to figure out what the rails are going to be. I love you guys. I appreciate you. As we always say, Warriors, let's get your shit together. Let's go.